Good afternoon, everybody. I got Michael Jake. I got my friend Well, Lisa Leeson. Also, old man. How you doing, my friend?
Old man had to go to the doctor at 1 o'clock.
Have to go to the doctor's at 2. That'd be 2 my time.
Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, Kyle. Good to see you. And the Hellstead. Welcome. So, how's it? Is it warm where everybody's at today? Hey,
Yes.
Jay. Hope you got your box. I can't remember if I asked you.
Hey, Jay.
Let me see what we got here. It was hot earlier. Oh yeah, 91 here.
It's about 98 over here. It's a cool day.
It was hot yesterday here.
Well,
90, 97.
it's going to get hotter. Just be glad you're not in Montana or North Dakota or South Dakota. They're up north. They're having all the bad weather.
Well, South Dakota's not far away from me.
Well, you see dark clouds in the horizon, you know they're having bad weather.
That's where all our dark cloud starts up north. I can be sitting there watching TV and all of a sudden the dark clouds start coming down here from the north. I go, oh crap.
Yeah, we're talking some big ones. It's twister time. Do a little dance. Oh, and those people who bought those freeze-dried, ugly biscuits and gravy meal, here's Uncle On's solution.
Oh, Jiffy Mix. Yeah, that makes good biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, Pioneer biscuit gravy.
Those make really good biscuits and gravy.
$3.
And cheap too, yep.
You know how much that Mountain House little foil packet? It's less than a cup once you make it. And it's about $6.75. So I'm getting a real good deal off of this one. And I don't have to mix anything with it, just add water to both.
I see Lisa Lee's in here. You got all your collection from me now, Lisa? Everything you should have arrived. She's gonna be a JIT collector, I think. I didn't know if I could get this thing turned on at 2 o'clock. I was still out running around the house trying to do some other stuff.
Hmm.
So what's the big story in the news today? I haven't watched much of it.
Which one do you want to cover first? I got two.
I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I haven't been watching it. Been taking care of some other stuff.
Same here. I've been milking cows. I've been also cursing in Portuguese.
Portuguese.
I got new milkers.
Ah. Oh
And
yeah, I think you said something about that.
best people to hire are Portuguese to milk cows. You hire anybody else, they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's like, and you see that face like that.
Hey, P2E, good afternoon.
Hi, P2E.
Thinking about changing the name of my channel to JIT News because that's usually what I talk about anymore. It
Yeah,
all kind of relates to prepping, but it's all really just news.
yeah, but you got to be careful when you do news because they'll list you as because you're on a public access channel or platform. If you say
Yeah.
news, you've got to verify all your statements.
Oh, that's right. You got to put the links and stuff in. Yep.
Yeah, and you have to verify it. If you don't verify it, and you said you're a news organization, they could do the FCC. That's FCC, FTC. I forgot the third guy. Do you have $200,000 cash to pay the fines?
No,
Okay, then you enjoy, like I said before, 10 to 40 years in a federal prison. At least it's a nice prison.
I guess that lets that word off.
Oh, yeah. You have Viewpoint. That sounds better, and it's not a news thing.
Yeah.
Turks is fighting a really bad battle on the news front because they have to prove their sources. And with the federal government, the FTC and the FCC, they're going to get their butts fried.
Oh, Antifa's up to no good again, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
That's no big deal for them anymore.
No, Jay, they're facing 10 to 40 years. It's compiled charges.
They've interlooped their thing with some black hole people where they get their that's where they get their money from now.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter is total disaster. I tell people, if you're in it, get a lawyer and get out. If you have one federal charge, you're going to have 10 more. And these are federal charges, not state or local, because state and local are dragging their feet. And they might face federal charges. I know like 10 mayors in Georgia might be serving prison time, federal prison time.
Kentucky Fried Tofu, welcome to the channel.
No, that's true, Kentucky Fried Tofu. And whatchamacallit? Let's see. PREA, Prison Rape Education Act that passed in 2003. The trouble with that, it doesn't really work. And I keep telling people in women prisons, do you know what they do with water bottles? And nobody likes the answer I always give them because they kind of get shocked. Do you understand the word sodomy? And then they understand. But that's being polite. Okay. Now the big news, what JEUFM was right now, Georgia and Missouri are being under attack. Communist insurgency. And this is a splinter group of Black Lives Matter, the Black Klan, commonly known as, this is from a German television station, NFAC. And I think Gil brought it up, and I think Steve brought it up in their live streams. It's an old group. It's a Marxist group. They had ties with Red October. Uncle Alan knows I fought Red October. They're led by a guy, 30-year-old, I guess, called Grand Wizard Jay. Okay.
I think I read something about that somewhere.
Yes, we discussed this on another stream here as well. Grand Wizard Jay, a black guy. Okay, most Grand Wizards I know are either in a LARPing community, you know, like roll dice and play games, or the guys with the white hoods. Remember those guys?
Yep.
Okay, those are the two Grand Wizards I know. So if black guys calling them Grand Wizard Jay, and they're sprouting kill everybody than themselves, what do you think I think of? Black Klan. So it gets kind of creepy, and this is, you can verify this. Your source is the German German News Network Service.
Oh, that sounds pretty creepy.
What?
German News Network Service?
No, it's a whatchamacallit? It's one of the TV stations.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be tied to that new. Oh, I don't want to say it on here, but
no. It's what normal news station. It's not one of those guys. And you know what I mean? No, it's a normal German broadcast station. They do international news too. And everybody were asking the questions. Yes, they are attacking truckers, and a lot of truckers and the union go to their website, go to the source material. A lot of local news, this is not carried on the national news. A lot of truckers are refusing to transport goods into liberal major cities or liberal states. They're just turning around, bring the stuff back, and they say, good luck, we're not doing it. Because, well, you know how much those rigs cost. If you're a trucker, you know how much those.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Matt. So you know how much a commercial truck costs for an independent driver costs. That's a lot of investment. It's about the same as a house. So are you going to drive your rig and trailer into a place where people are crawling all over your outfit?
John's wife, good afternoon.
Hi, John's life. So a lot of them are not picking up stuff. They refuse. They don't want to die. They don't want to see their livelihoods destroyed. So they're not going to, what my friends told me. New York's big cancel.
What about, I've been asking other guys too. How about that Will Patriot? He's from Missouri. I haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, he just did a shout out recently. He changed his shout name to Prepping Patriot. And
okay, maybe that's why I haven't heard.
But Will lives in the boondocks of Missouri, and Antifa and Black Lives Matter haven't expanded that far. Right now, they're hitting the main cities or cities with over 200,000.
Like the interstate that runs right through there?
No, they hit areas that are over 200,000 people. Okay. Back to the trucking question. What about the interstate?
Well, I thought that would be where they would be able to make a stand, you know.
Well, they can't do it out in the country. That falls under federal jurisdiction and the highway patrol. If they did it in the city, most local and state governments are dragging their feet, so feds can't prosecute. But once you get away from the big cities and you do the interstate thing, like out in the boonies, you're fair game. They could take you down, handcuff you, hogtie you, and throw you into the vehicle, and they'll wave and see you in court.
There's a question for you.
I recommend not doing that because they're also going after the Boogaloo boys and the right-wing boys. Anybody who's in battle rattle shooting it out with the BLM and Antifa, you're also going to prison for 10 to 40 years.
Well, the Boogaloo boys, I heard they're following Trump around on his little rallies.
Yeah. But Trump don't have to worry about them. It's also the nuts who like go around the hotheads. This is why we had the border wars in the Civil War, the first Civil War. Right now, it's a cold Civil War, and they won a little bit. They have control of mainstream media, which, and later on, it's going to be a big trouble for them. Yes, JFM, they tried that in Seattle and Portland. Highway Patrol and National Guard pulled them over. It looked like they're crying. Oh, we're only doing something to find food. No, you got handcuffed because your vehicle did not have a license plate. You're sticking guns out of the windows, and it looks like a Mad Max vehicle. The vehicle was loaded on a tow trailer, towed off the highway. Supplies and guns were confiscated. These boys are looking at 10 to 40 years or life imprisonment because they're now not protesting. They're part of an insurrection. That means you lose your rights as an American citizen. That's what a lot of people don't understand that.
Jay, the Road Warrior rigs, they've already got them modified and they're already cruising them down through the suburbs and stuff, trying to scare the shit out of people.
Then open fire on them. They're either damn fools or... Sorry, almost lost my voice again. And I got to shut down some things down. Wait 1 second. I got to check on my batteries. I'm charging my batteries. I got my laptop hooked up to them. So I have to be really careful. I don't want to overcharge them. I got Deep Cycle. I got the first bank already fully charged. I'm not taking any chances. If people have generators and batteries, they should not worry about anything. If you don't, then I'd be worried as hell. How about you, Will?
Fine, fine.
Good. Okay. That's good. I got that thing charging. Because in the old days, I have to write down 1 second. I have to run out there, switch cables and everything. Now I got a little device, and that takes care of it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty crazy how the far lefts are really starting to screw things up.
Well, I keep telling people, and Matt's right.
I mean, why can't they just lead to the center and leave everything alone?
Right. Because they're acting nuts, and what's going worst case scenario, you know what's going to happen. Remember what happened with Franklin Delano Roosevelt once martial law kicked in, and we had World War II. Excuse me. He ran for 3 terms, right, Will?
Yep.
Do you want Donald Trump to run for 3 terms?
Nobody
wants that.
I don't even want him to run for 2 terms anymore.
Well, you tell the protesters stop doing that, because every time they protest, people get scared, and you know who they're going to vote for? It ain't Joe Biden. Joe Biden's looking around for that button that says launch. I'm hungry. I'm for lunch.
You only get 2 choices. That's the bad part. So you go from one that could be hardly anything to one that's dangerous.
I'll take the dangerous one. I'm worried about the one that's harmless. Like, where's the lunch button? I keep trying to find it. No, you don't want Sleepy Joe at the helm. You don't want to see, oh, look, 3,000 nuclear missiles flying to Russia in China. What do you think they're going to do to us?
It's a pretty scary world out there anymore.
True.
I think all they want is for us to fight amongst ourselves.
True.
Then they don't have to do anything,
Right. But I do warn people, if you read the first American Civil War, North and South, Union and Confederates, on the border states like Kansas, Missouri, I forgot the other 2. But, they're bordered between Union and Confederate. Between that area, they had over 2,000 battles between border raiders and border militia. They either dressed in Union clothing or Confederate clothing, and they started shooting at each other. Unfortunately, if you're the people in the middle, if you're the people in the middle and you have these 2 extreme sides, what happens? Well,
the extreme is the middle is non-existent.
Right, and most people in the middle get shot. And a good example for that is Jesse James. He was one of the Confederate raiders, and anybody remember that outfit? And years after that, what happened? The Union guys who was in the raider part, they got prison sentences or worked in Reconstruction. That's why we got the term carpetbaggers.
Yeah, John, they do have more nuclear weapons, but it's like you said, they don't have the tech to go behind them. So even though we have the most weapons on God's green earth as far as nuclear and tech together, so I know that we've got some ships that will shoot a laser all around the world, and they hit target every time,
Right. Our tech is a little advanced in both Russia and China. Their problem is quality control. Quality control. Like China is one of their test missiles that went up and hit their own city. That was last month. You know, and people in China remember that was in the news. Well,
I think I did hear something about that.
yeah, you don't want to be here. The
I'm not sure they would utterly destroy us.
no, they'll do a lot of damage if both.
They'll do a lot of damage, but in the long run, they'll be dead.
Yeah, 10 times over. You see, both Russia and China have stupid nuclear weapons. We have smart nuclear weapons. Put a dime on your forehead, on the top of your head. That's how accurate our stuff. Chinese stuff, well, it might be there, it might hit over here, might hit Canada, it might hit us again. It goes up, comes back down on them. Because they have 5,000 nuclear missiles, but half of it's tactical. So if I was in Japan, South Korea, India, I'd be nervous. And I don't trust Pakistan because, you know, they're kind of buddy-buddy.
North Korea, that's the ones I'm afraid of. Because they've just ignored them for so long that their missiles will actually reach our shores.
Kind of. It depends when it blows up. Does it blow up on their base, or that it blows up in midair, or it blows up on target? Because they have like, let's see, we have over 5,000. How many do they have? 14? And half of them have missiles. So what they're going to do? Put it in a wheelbarrow and wheel it to America?
That Kentucky Fried. You're right. Propaganda is everything for the Russians. They've been working on propaganda for years.
Yeah, and
they've had those people in outer space ever since the 60s. So they are very good at putting that propaganda out there. And it sounds like it comes right from here, you know.
Yeah, I know John's life. Mid-air boom is bad. But it depends. Is that over the ocean or over Canada or over California and trying to hit New York? But the big thing, folks, on propaganda, the commies have worse problems with quality control. Their tanks has a toilet, our Abrams do not. Do you know how you go bathroom in Abrams? Remember that plastic sack for MREs?
Yep.
It's your toilet. And when they stop shooting, you throw it out through the hatch. And 5 guys in Abrams, you try to take a dump. See how well that turns out.
You're bumping down the road.
Right. And you're trying
shitting all over yourself.
No, they have duct tape. You're shitting all over a plastic bag. One of those MRE bags. So you snip off the top and make sure you have a smooth seal because it's going to hurt like hell when you try and take a dump in it. Yes. Cyber and submarines. But their subs stink. And most of the Soviet subs are in dry dock. They use, molten sodium systems, and they're leaking like hell. So all their submariners are already dead from radiation poisoning.
Yeah. I don't want to take a shit MRE bag either, John.
Nobody does. And that's the stupidest thing. How much do we spend on an Abrams tank? A lot, right? And they don't put a toilet in there. They have air conditioning and they have a pee tube. But does any of the smart people in engineering thought, well, they have to take a poo? No, they have pee tubes. Pee tube is a tube through the tank and you pee into it. They have cups. So you don't, pee all over your crewmates. You pee into the cup and it goes down the tube.
Goes down the tube and out underneath the tank.
Right. It's not rocket science, folks. And they say, oh, the blast will come up. If they hit a landmine, it'll go up the P tube. No, it won't. If you design it right, it's protected by armor. It's like when the engine overheats and stuff, and they have to release some fluid out of it. That's the same system. But a lot of people,
You can shit out of pork.
That's pretty hard.
I was gonna say that's pretty hard to stuff. HTP, how are you?
Hi, Desert Pioneer.
Yeah, I would like to see that going out of pork with your shit.
Yeah, especially
That would
under
be funny
fire.
as hell.
Especially under fire. How did he die? Your uncle in the war. He got shot in the ass. That would be funny. He opened the.
They hit an IEP. Guess what's inside the tank now?
Oh yeah. It does get ridiculous at times. But anyway, folks, if you want to make biscuits and gravy, I recommend this. It's only cost me 89 cents. I had coupons, and they do have mixes. Yeah, Jiffy. Since 1930, they have cakes, muffins, biscuits, brownies.
I remembered when you could buy that stuff for 20 cents.
Yep. Well, it's called food inflation. Also makes great waffles and pancakes too. You only need a little 1 egg, 2 cups of third of a cup of water or milk, and 2 teaspoons of oil.
I used to buy that stuff for 20 cents a box and throw it in my backpack when I used to go out a week at a time in the mountains.
I do the same thing, Will. That's basic, whatchamacallit, camping 101. All I see is kids running around with this. Just add water. It tastes like biscuits and gravy, Colin. I have dog food taste better than that. I'm sorry, I'm old school. Add water, make your own damn gravy. Why is it reading for you?
Okay, what's another good thing for what happened in the news today? You said you had a couple of things, Uncle Al.
One, I have to double check something. I'll try to pull it up. Okay, this is kind of funny. The Communist Chinese Party wants Chinese men to marry robots. I thought that was weird as hell.
Well, that would cut down on the population.
Yeah, but I think that's really weird.
I think I read somewhere about Putin's going to be in office for a long time.
All right, see? I think that's nuts. Because a lot of the Chinese men are complaining they're copying too many of the Western feminists.
I don't think I'd be wanting to marry a robot.
Yeah, I do that on car camping. Get an empty detergent bottle, the open wide mouth lid, what Kentucky Fried Tofu said, and you can get a number 2 into it. It's fairly easy. It fits in a truck because I used to drive a van for a year and a half. Uncle Alan homeless in Kern County for a year and a half living in a van. Not fun. That's how I learned stuff like that and how to dispose of it while going to McDonald's.
What the hell, Lisa? You want to marry a robot guy?
Well, at least you know he doesn't cheat on you.
He'll do whatever you want.
And if he gets mouthy, unplug him.
Well, you might want him to be mouthy.
But anyway, you know, other than Congress and the president's talking about they're going to try to get Black Lives Matter within a year or two listed as same as Antifa as a domestic and international terrorist organization, because a lot of the civil rights leaders, they want Black Lives Matter listed as a domestic terrorist unit because they took over this. So originally it started out as a nice thing, and then as it progressed, it becomes this horrible Marxist monster
Well,
idea.
that would be only be a portion of them that would become that. The ones that don't know any better, they're going to evolve into maybe Marxist, but the ones that actually have uh, the right direction to go to, they'll probably still stay as idealists or whatever the hell that is.
No, they're calling puppets or dumbasses. They're going to go to prison 10 to 40 years once they list Black Lives Matter as a domestic terrorist unit. And it's coming close, folks. All it takes is a few people in Congress says, yep, that's not a civil rights matter. That's domestic terrorism. So they lost all rights. And if they're caught up so deep in it, and they, whatever you put up on the internet stays on the internet. Okay, you might have to check its sources, but it will stay there. And a lot of these people aren't going to get jobs. They're already talking about those people protesting now. I'm protesting and stuff. They might lose their degrees. All those little college students, your degree is no longer in effect. Does anybody understand what I was saying? Your college degree is no longer functioning. And you still have to pay the college, and mommy and daddy has to pay the college tuition that you racked up for the last 8 to 10 years doing underwater ballet, or why women gets angry when you talk to them, or feminist course 209. Your degree is now null and void. They're talking about it. And their first one they're going to hit is Evergreen College. Your degree may not be working for them.
Yeah.
That too, JFM, because all the women are stuck up like in China, like Western women. So
Yep. I was just reading that.
A lot of 30-year-old Chinese women can't get a husband because none of the Chinese men wants to touch them. Same over here. Or if you have seen my last video, Brie Larson, I want to be a YouTuber. God, she bought her own followers. And she set up a couple of fake YouTube sites. It's like, drive you nuts. And true Kentucky Fried Tofu. They're going to have a generic army. Give them 20 years. Here's the People's Republic of China's army. We're all 60-year-old men hobbling with our walkers. Right?
Yeah.
How to conquer the world with that?
Oh, their own brand. That's what China's big on, brands. So you get everybody that has any money creating brands.
Yeah, but the sad thing about that is, why is it at 82%? 1 second, I got to check on my batteries. I got now everything wired to my tablet, so it's a lot easier than me writing down 1 second, run it out to the back and check.
You got that right, Jay. You got all of them shooting out girl babies. Not
Yeah,
enough.
true.
Not enough gonads for the other one.
Yeah, Japan have a similar problem. It's called the old people problem. They have too many old people and not enough young people to take care of them. And they're trying to make people gold orientated. And that screwed up really bad for Japan. By end of this year, about 75% of Japan is going to be over the age of 40. Does not look good for them. Funny, Jay.
Copiers. I can do what they call those things.
Cloning is not the answer. I have a whole series. I got 2 series coming up. It'll be mostly survival and survival and preparation and that stuff, and then into the rabbit hole, like he said, turn on the copter. That's a whole different thing. I'm not getting into it in a live stream because people will freak out. Because a lot of people ask me questions, and they said, "Okay, fine, we'll go so deep in the rabbit hole that you think, well, there's Alice, and she died 40 years ago. We're still going the other way. There's the white rabbit. It died 40 years ago. We're still in. Where's Uncle Alan taking us? Down the rabbit hole, deep, so deep and dark that you need a flashlight.
So what is your channel, Uncle Al?
It's Die Bullfrog with 1L, Die Bullfrog 79. And I did 2 videos, one on truckers being attacked, and one, the last 2, one was truckers being attacked, and the other one was Brie Larson, the fake YouTuber. And I love when people write stupid comments. I always read them and then delete them. And then they're talking about people stalking other people. And if you watch my video, there's nothing that says I'm stalking anybody. And I'm trying to teach people how to survive what's coming up next. There's 5 phases I haven't covered yet. All right. We already, Will knows what I'm talking about. We already covered the first one. Disease. Did it hit us? Am I right? Well, it did hit us.
Yep.
Phase. Second phase, the weather or weather warfare. Storms, natural disasters. Did that hit us? And wildfires. Yes. So phase 2 is complete. Phase 3, starvation and economic warfare. Now, I did tell everybody you're going to have food shortages and you're going to have economic problems. Well, did that hit us?
Yep.
Okay. So far, Uncle Han's up to 3-3. What's the other 2? Number 4 phase. Them. Everybody was cracking jokes. I told everybody on December 27th, 2019, they will be here. And remember, well, everybody was joking. Yeah, they're 6-foot lizard people, Uncle Al. No, I didn't say that. I told them space Nazis are socialists. And what's going on right now? And
Good one, Jay.
Jay. But anyway, what's going on there? They're having Black Lives Matter. They're having all these people running around going nuts. So, is the 4th phase correct? They're here. I know it's kind of iffy on the 4th phase. But the 5th phase is they're going to take your children away. Now, a lot of these protesters are bringing young children. No mask, running around with the protesters like it's a big party or game. What do you think social services is going to do? Will?
I didn't hear what you said. I was reading a comment.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Don't be sorry. It's my fault for not listening.
It's okay. Oh, yeah, about the toilet paper and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I was reading about.
I buy bulk. So normally I have about 500 rolls of toilet paper. You know why? I have 27 families I take care of. And they're not as smart as old Uncle Al. And when they're coming and crying at my house saying, Uncle Al, we don't have any toilet paper, I tell them, use a pine cone. Then I give them the toilet paper. Because I'm serious. They were going to use pine cones.
Pine cones, that's old. That's pretty old school.
Yeah. But you see, this is why Uncle Alan stockpiles a lot. Because I have stupid people for family. You always want to stockpile more. Whatchamacallit, Australia this winter, they had their second wave of people buying toilet paper again. Remember the first wave when we had it, Will? And we were around school. Toilet paper. I did a video. I have a bidet. Why the hell I need toilet paper for?
They probably don't know what a bidet is.
True. That's why I'm doing 800 more videos. I got other plans I got to do. I'm waving YouTube
I
goodbye.
remember you did that. You did a video on what a bidet is and showed it.
Yeah, and it cost me money to put it in. That's a real water closet, folks. It's a little toilet in a closet, very nicely decorated, and that toilet costs more than most people make in a month. It does that.
You must have got the top of the line one.
Oh yeah. True. But you can put a bidet inside the toilet. They have one online for Amazon.
Yeah, you just add it into your toilet.
Yep, that's it. And JF FM is correct. Bidet means little horse in French because they had it for us, and their version is you straddle it and you wash yourself and you flush it. That's what it means, little horse. Because the original bidets were a separate unit than the toilet. And you had hot water and soap and all that wonderful stuff. You washed yourself and that was it. And all it does. And I've seen original French ones too. Yeah.
Reggie says they have fancy toilet seats too.
Yes, Gil. Gil from Family Company.
Hey, Gil, how you doing? You snuck in, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. From Gil from Family Compound, Camp Patton Family Compound. Hi, Gil. It's true. Add-ons are not good. You want to get the original one. If you do get a bidet, I prefer you get a hose bidet that's easier to set up on the water line. And Gil knows what I'm talking about because sometimes the toilet one, you have to be careful. You don't want to say, old man found dead electrocuted on toilet seat. Doesn't look too good in the papers. Because you're dealing with electricity and water. That's two things you don't want to mix while sitting on the toilet taking a number 2.
Just waiting in the green room. Okay, give me a second here. I see you there now. I must have been dreaming.
That's all right. There's Gil. He's hydrating. We're all hydrating.
He popped in now.
Hey guys.
Sorry about that. I got my page enlarged, so I didn't see you sneak in.
Yeah. Jay, open the fire hydrant for the real sticky spots, huh?
It's called a garden hose with a pressure attachment on it.
Yeah, fire hydrant's called an enema.
You get the smaller tips on them so they can blast you good.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who it was that was talking about it. Old School Prepper.
Yep.
On her trip down to Mexico, had took her portable bidet with her.
The squeeze bottles, right?
No, it goes on the seat.
Yeah.
It fits on it, and it has a pump and everything on it, and it sprays from on the seat.
Must have portable bottles or something.
Yeah, too. Or if you're really smart, what you do is you just go get one of those 1 gallon sprayers for fertilizer or herbicide. Get a brand new one, fill it full of water, keep it next to the toilet.
Oh yeah, and then you just sit there and pump it.
You pump it up, you just spray.
Yep.
They also have on the Amazon the travel bidets. It's a little bottle that you squeeze and it squirts up your,
Yeah. Ooh.
For Kentucky Fried Tofu, if you're doing Kobler or Alpha, you have to get a plumber to do it. You can't do it yourself because if you mess up that, you're going to have either a closet or a bathroom full of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobler and Alpha is kind of
tricky.
Yeah. They make it so that if you mess it up, you're calling them anyway.
No, he's talking about the
Kohler.
brand.
It's Kova Notiva has heated water system and motorized and has all the trimming. But the trouble is, if it's not professionally installed, it looks bad. Old guy dead on electric toilet. Film dead electric. You don't want to do that.
Electrocute yourself, right?
Yeah, taking a poo. That's what they're going to say at church. He died on his fancy toilet. He got 220 volts through it. God knows where. Am I right, folks?
You good one, Jay. Just how someone does not switch the sprayers. Roundup and mix.
Great.
Oh, Roundup doesn't feel too bad. It's when you get the one that has the diesel fuel in it or the solvent for cleaning parts.
Oh, yeah,
the solvent
that's
one,
horrible.
You get all that red irritation. Yeah, 220 volts, right in the ass cheeks.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
Well, that's one way to sing falsetto.
So there,
Where
Gil.
you been at, Gil?
Hmm?
Where were you at? Out tilling up the garden?
Playing with the grandsons.
Playing with your grandsons?
Yeah, I lost track
You're
of time.
getting too old for that playing around crap.
Hey, generally I'm sitting in the rocking chair and they're all climbing up on me and stuff, or I just lay down on they have a big throw bed down there, lay down on it, and they go climbing all over me. And the 1.5-year-old, half the time, he'll flop on top of me, roll over, facing me, stick his thumb in his mouth, and just look at me.
So how's the temperature up there?
Well, today was a cooler day. High's supposed to be 78. Let me see what it says. That's 72 outside.
Jay says teach him to drive the tractor.
I gotta wait for the one that's a year and a half to get up to about 10 before I let him on the tractor. The others I gotta wait till they're 15 or so.
No fun.
Yeah, I got 37-year-olds that don't know how to drive a high-tech tractor.
Well, I will let them, when they're 10, drive the Coyote because it's hydrostatic.
Yeah.
Which means you got two pedals. Push one, you go forward. Push the other one, you go backwards. You let off, it stops immediately. So that's, as far as the N9 goes, not until they have their driver's license, because that's got a clutch, and that's
by the time
tricky.
they get that old, that kind of tractor will be old school for them. They'll be wanting you to buy a new tractor.
But Gil doesn't have that kind of money to get the new fancy tractors.
I do, but I don't. I have to argue it with the CFO of the corporation.
The wife will tell you.
No, she'll say, You're when we're together, you're sleeping on the couch.
Because I look at my nephews. I told them I started out with a yellow Caterpillar with a little umbrella. That was it. Their tractors, it's enclosed cab. It has a toilet, a refrigerator, stereo, GPS, laser guided. I'm looking at them like, you're only plowing 40 acres. What the hell do you need all that stuff for?
Yeah.
Put the disc on by yourself? What's the disc on? Like,
I think my son was like 6 when we put him in the 877 case Traco. Took him out there and showed him, put him in the middle of the field, made it go around and up and down, and then just got out of it and walked away. Of course, there was nothing in the field for him to hurt. So
yeah. Prepping to endure. 220. Yeah, it's 277. Try 463 phase. That'll knock you into next year, and you'll be glowing for 2 more years after that.
No, the bad thing is, if the amps do what John Life says, trip and you probably save you. But if you're in bad shape, have a heart condition, it doesn't look too good if you're down on the toilet.
Only make you flop a little bit.
Yeah, Jay, if I had say 20 acres out there, yeah, and when they're 10, I might take them out there and teach them to run the 9N on that. But on a 2.5 acre lot there on the side, it's too small to do your turns. You have to get right up close to the fence to do your turns to make the most use of it. Or on a big one, you make more sweeping turns and have more room to maneuver.
Yep.
That's why with the 5 acres I have,
Hey,
I got the
Rebecca.
house and everything on the one side, and the other half is it's
Hey,
just
Rebecca.
too small for anybody that's not well versed in clutch and pedal brakes. No, it's not arm wrestling. You're standing up. You've got one foot on the clutch. You're putting either right or left brakes. So you're either crossing your leg or whatever to hit the brake for the tire you need to make it spin quick.
Yeah, I'm 5'6". I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I used to let the kid take the Kubota around the garden when he was around 8 or 10.
Yeah.
He thought he was a big guy, Here I am.
Yeah.
Dad let me drive the Kubota. John says he's taller than you by an inch, Al.
Yeah.
Got 2 small fries at the bunch.
Oh, wow. Got some interesting news I found out from a reputable news source today in Contra Costa County in California. I want to make sure I get the numbers right for you. Pull it up
Where
here.
is this at in California?
Contra Costa County. It's
Are we talking about the Red Dragon?
Yeah,
Who?
the Red Dragon.
Oh, what's her name again?
Here's what it says. The majority of Red Dragon cases have been diagnosed in people 31 to 40 year age range. And the next largest range group is 21 to 30. Not over 50, not 40 to 50. So your biggest range is 31 to 40 and then 21 to 30.
Those are the ones that are asymptomatic, right?
Those are the ones where they have tested positive. The biggest number now is no longer the old folks. It's the 31 to 40 year olds and the 21 to 30 year olds are the 2 age groups that are the biggest. So if you just take 21 to 40, that's it. I mean, that's the major block of them there in Contra Costa County.
So that's in California.
Mm-hmm.
I read or was watching on TV. I think Houston's like that too.
Mm-hmm. And all right. Many people believe that children cannot get the Red Dragon, but I'm trying to compare number rises here. So about a quarter of the cases have been 20 years and younger.
Okay, from a person who lost a godson to the Red Dragon,
Yeah.
I have to tell you people, it does hit kids very hard and very fast. And they die very quick. So did his mother, who was under 30.
Yeah. So I'm just comparing the numbers here that they gave in the paper for the county to the total of the county, so I can give you percentages here. But pull this over here so I can actually get the numbers as I get my other spreadsheet up here. It gives the total numbers of what's in the county here. So so you're looking at all right. So the numbers have gone up since this came out here. So basically, you're looking at about between a fourth and a fifth of the numbers are for those under 20 years of age for the entire county. And you're looking at 3 to 20. Yeah, so you're looking at almost a quarter for the actually a little over a quarter, not quite a third, for between the 30 to 40 and the 21 to 30 range. Because those numbers only off by 9, but there's only 9 difference between those two groups. So those two groups are right on top of each other in their numbers.
Who were the Zoomers, Kentucky? I haven't heard that name before. That's why I'm asking. He says the Zoomers haven't been wearing masks.
That's Generation Z.
The zombie generation. That's what they're gonna be known. That's what they're gonna be known as after this.
Gen Z.
Yep, Gen Z, and you got the millennials, aka Generation. Why me?
I guess I don't have to worry then. I always worry.
You still got to do it, but
Hey, modern.
Hey, Modern. That was everybody. If you get a chance, go see Modern Refugees. Hay hot box system where you use a Dutch oven, a box of hay. It's a really good video. It's only 3 minutes long. Check it out. It's another form of how you cook.
Yeah. Right now, your oldest Zoomer would be about 23 years old.
Correct.
And
About 18, I think.
I think younger than that.
True.
I think it's more like down to. I think that you can start counting them from 14 to 23.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, I've been tracking this like Gil. Gil, you're doing the Friday one on the subject, right?
Yeah, big update on Friday.
Yeah. I have to tell people it's kind of a first wave problem. It's called the surge. I did a video on it, and I showed the map. I told everybody it's going to happen. I'm getting blue in the face repeating myself. What's Gil's talking about right now? It's the surge. And I keep telling people about it. Gil, how many did we say last night that's coming around of the Red Dragon version?
There are 10 different variants of mutated variants of the original virus.
Right. So Uncle Alan was right. Everybody was wrong. I'm still arguing with Hubble's cat. I keep telling him it's not airborne. If it was airborne, everybody be like that old movie Omega Man with Charlton Heston, where everybody's going and dropping dead in the streets.
Part of it is airborne, but being airborne, it's not as contagious as from the Omega Man or the Andromeda strain or something like that.
Right, that's contact. No,
yeah.
What I mean of what I'm arguing with Hubble's cat all the time. Right now we're in the aerosol phase.
Yeah,
that's a big difference from airborne. Airborne, everybody.
Okay. Yeah, most people don't know about aerosol. They just generally know it's either got to be contact or airborne. Those are the two things which most people think about. They don't think about realizing that quote the airborne is in aerosol or particulate matter or just actually microbes floating free in the air. Those are two different things.
Yeah, but I tell people it's not airborne, it's aerosol. The virus has to have a moisture component. That's why it's called aerosol. Yeah. That's why the Air Force and part of the Army trained this long time ago and had to pound it into a lot of people who were under me that weren't tech sergeants, including many butter bars and captains, the difference between airborne and aerosol. It's a virus, not a germ. If it was a germ, I'll be talking in a pressure suit to everybody online.
Yeah.
It's aerosol. You have to take simple precautions. Now, we're not at airborne procedures right now. If it was airborne, I would never leave the house until 2022 and wait until everybody else drops dead.
Yeah. If it becomes a true airborne, not aerosol, in a sense that it's just microbes living in the air without moisture, without anything. Yeah, that would be totally insane, because then the life cycle on it would probably be airborne being 28 to 45 days.
Right. Like that movie 28 Days Later.
Mm-hmm.
Microbase. We're talking virus. Virus is a whole different animal.
Yeah.
To have moisture. And what's killing all the people here in my county? Already we're racking up 142 deaths this week. Why? Because we have the biggest processing plants in the state, Tulare County. So far, asymptomatic or infected people are 2,000 just this week. All right. If this keeps up, nobody's going to get food. You're not going to get your Kraft cheese. You're not going to get your meats. We also run mills and flour. Bleh. We also run stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're in a confined building with AC going on and high moisture, what's that breeding grounds for?
Yeah.
That's basically perfect breeding ground. That's why all the people here who are dying and getting infected works in processing. That's where we're nervous as hell.
Yeah, and the thing is, the processing plants, a lot of them aren't, from what I've been reading, a bunch of them aren't allowing people to fully mask up, face shield up, and glove up with the higher level of stuff, because they don't want them to scare the other employees.
Also, another problem is some of the equipment they're handling, you cannot have certain clothing on, because if it snags, you lose your fingers.
Yeah.
You lose something else that you like to have, like your arm and leg and head.
Yeah. Let me see where I'm at here.
Hey, CR. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, CR. Kentucky Fried Tofu had a good question. Biggie, now how potent it is, lives outside in the open. It lasts about a week or 72 hours if it's the red dragon. If it's a surge and it's hooked up to a moisture particle, 14 days. And if you wear a beard, 29 days.
Yeah.
It's gone shaved. I'm not taking any chances. I'm working with 1.5 lungs.
Oh, wow, you got more lungs than me.
True. That's why I'm not with oxygen tank yet. I have oxygen tank, but
ACR.
But the trouble is, what Kentucky Fried Tofu says: if you're wearing the wrong kind of mask, and if you're wearing, God knows, I seen a guy he had a perfectly good N95 mask, and he poked holes in it.
I can't breathe. It gets hot. And you know what these fools are saying? They can't breathe. They're getting lightheaded. You know how they're breathing? They're breathing like they're taking a Lamaze class.
Yeah.
So they're not taking a full breath, a full, normal, slow breath, because
exhale.
They're just basically they're just filling the mask in and out, in and out, in and out. They're not pushing all the exhale through the mask and drawing all fresh air through the mask.
Right.
I just got my new one yesterday. I got the 2 air holes right here where you have to go. You got to take a big breath to breathe through it, but you're getting a good breath,
Yeah.
Do not take short breaths.
Tried to give it to. I got 4 of them, so I tried to give one of them to my niece. She goes, "I'm not taking that. I can't breathe in that thing." Because you gotta breathe. You can't just take those short breaths.
Right. Yeah. Because all you're doing is like putting a paper bag over your mouth and hyperventilating. You're acidifying your blood. That's why I tell people, teaspoon of baking soda in water every day to deacidify your blood if you wear.
Because I used to wear both the N95, the N99, the N100s, depending on what chemicals we were working with, or the full face respirator with the screw on filters.
A screw-on canister, yep.
And depending what whether it's vapors or whatever, or particles and stuff.
Cryptoman, hey, how you doing,
8
buddy?
hours a day in those things, and if you don't breathe right, you're gonna short breath yourself and short yourself of oxygen. If you don't take a full breath and breathe normally, you're gonna, yeah.
Hey, Crypto Man, what Gil says is correct. What you're doing is when you take short breath, you're acidifying your blood with carbon dioxide.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you feel lightheaded and you're going to pass out. Breathe through your nose, deep breath, slow exhale through the mouth.
With your lips first.
Right. So you're like blowing through a straw, so it goes out through the mask properly. People weren't trained properly. Gil's trained. Did you have your hazmat license for masks, Gil?
All my stuff is expired years ago because I got out of that industry back in 1998.
Right.
But I for 10 years I was certified for not only just masks but for tanks, Class A suits, the whole 9 yards.
Right. They still have the courses now, folks. I recommend to take it and get that card. The problem, Gil has it. It's outdated probably. I have it. I can't find it because one of my houses burned down and had all my certifications in there and my license. So the big thing with that one, you have to be certified and know what you're doing. And if you're wearing a half mask or a full mask, got to know your filters because I keep telling people about this. Vapor is different from particle. Particle is different from biological. Tear gas is different from the whole four. And if you're using a tank, you have to understand it has to be 40 pounds of pressure. You do not want a tank that's half loaded.
Yeah. And here's one of the biggest things that really ticks me off on Facebook. These guys are out there saying, oh, yeah, if you can smell it, it's not working. It won't stop the virus. That means you got a bad mask. No, that means you're in vapors, not in particulates.
Right.
Because vapors from organic vapors which is like pesticides and stuff, the N95 mask will not stop it. It's made for particulates. Vapors will go right through that because they are way smaller than a micron.
Right. And that needs a special type of lining.
Yeah.
And then Modern Refugee on who uses food grade hydrogen peroxide to help with acidity. I don't recommend it because a lot of people don't know food grade from medical or commercial, and usually you get hydrogen peroxide poisoning. So that one, I tell everybody, that's a big no-no. Do not do that.
Yeah. Oh, it's time for a spin.
Yeah, well, we got a few people in here. Let's get it taken care of, and we can talk some more after we get it taken care of. So let me switch over there. Yes, so I can spin it. Lucky number 24. I'm going to count down here. I got to sweep back first. I'm going to go to about halfway in the page. Close enough. And start at Kentucky Tofu somewhere up the page there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, go. 6, 7, 8, 10.
Hi, Bonnier.
15, 16, 17, 18, 20. It's 24, right?
Yeah, 24.
21, 22, 23. 24 is P2E.
Congratulations,
P2E, if you're in here, can you give us a thumbs up or something?
Yeah, he just made a comment a second ago.
Yeah,
he was saying hi to CR.
Will. What are you giving away, Will?
I'm going to give away a T-shirt.
You got a T-shirt. Hope it's one
Woo!
of the baby tees.
I need you to send me a email with your address so I can get it in the mail.
Hey, congratulations to P2E.
You'll get one of the new T-shirts with the new logo on it.
Right. Kentucky Fried Tofu. Vapor filters tend to cost more. That's true. But Gil and me knows what we're talking about on the filter costs. Vapors are first expensive. Second expensive are the biological hazard,
Hey, Bonesy.
harsh chemical, or radioactive. A lot of people don't know what I'm talking about on that one.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
the
make sure you
top of the
email me
line.
that address and I'll get it in the mail to you.
That one's for radioactive biological
Tell me
hazard.
the size.
Most
Also,
filters run about $600 to $500. They are not cheap. They do not last long. Once you open it, it lasts 4 hours maximum. Minimum is 2.5 hours, and you see $600 or $500 go down the drain. They're
Yeah.
not to be reused. You do not bake them and do not open them up. There's one guy in Germany and England wondering, hey, I wonder what's in these things. Do not open those up. Because
Yeah.
when I see people do that, it's like,
Yeah, some of the most expensive ones I ever used was the triple stack.
yeah,
That was the vapor, the charcoal, the HEPA, and then I had the clip-on for it that I could put an extra double layer of HEPA filters on over that. That was a little, I really had you had to work to breathe on, you had
yeah.
to suck in, but it tell you, that was you want to talk about the cleanest smelling air in a city was one of those things. The only cleaner air you can have is to go up on top of above 8,000 foot up in the mountains.
Yeah,
And even then, you got all the pollen floating around.
right. What Gil says on that, people on old soldiers, on old military filters and anything that wasn't regulated since 2007, you have to be careful. They have asbestos, especially Eastern Bloc country ones. They'll have carbon to filter it out, and they'll have a like rock wool.
Right.
Okay, that's asbestos, especially from Russia and Hungary and Yugoslavia. Yugoslavia is the worst. They have a little bit of carbon. They'll have a HEPA filter paper unit, and they'll have this big chunk of asbestos. So do not use or buy those. Do not trust those because that's worse than breathing the compounds that are outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Kentucky Fried Tofu. Yeah. Save the CBN for when you actually need it.
And it has to be inside a sealed foil packet.
Yeah.
Somebody sends you one in a plastic thing, send it back. It has to be in a sealed foil packet, and it has to be stamped by the U.S. government, approved. It cannot be approved by, and Joe Blow in the state of California approved this filter safe to use in high hazardous areas. I wouldn't wear it. I'll be shoving it somebody's. Sorry, I get a little hostile on it.
Jay, the asbestos actually filters out a lot of materials. However, once the asbestos material starts to break down, starts to degrade, or gets bumped around, it starts breaking up, then it becomes worse, and it actually releases everything it's trapped too. And then it starts breaking down in particles. In a lot of buildings, the way they would seal the spray-on asbestos insulation, rather than scraping it off, they would spray it with a polyurethane, a light-based polyurethane, so it would soak into it and set up in it, and they give it several coats. So basically, they encapsulated all the asbestos in the polyurethane.
But the bad thing is, 20 years later down the road, it starts to deteriorate, and you're back to the same problems.
Yeah, all the pipes on my ship were asbestos coated.
Yeah. But and the problem right now around here is the cottonwood trees are putting out so much crap that everybody's developing an allergy to cottonwood. And everybody's coughing and sneezing, so everybody's freaking out. You got the red dragon? You got the red dragon? No, it's the allergies. See, I got my allergy meds for it.
Yeah, a lot of people are nervous because they've never experienced something like this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of calm and collective. This is my 4th rodeo. I do not want another rodeo coming bite me on the butt, but it will around September. So I tell everybody, while the weather's good and everything, and we have a minor surge, go get your supplies now. Don't argue with people. If you see one of those social justice workers arguing them out, fast, tell them you have a lung condition like Will, or like me, I have only 1.5 lungs, and tell them I have a medical condition and walk away from them. If they get persistent, you don't want to know what's Uncle Alan's answer, and that's not going to be polite and nice. But anyway, get your supplies in. Don't kid around. Way things are going is not very good for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll check the mail. See, we're down here, P2E.
Okay. Well, I gotta go check outside the batteries. I'm charging everything. I'll catch you later. I'll see you later, Gil. I'll see you
I'm
later.
done for today, too.
Alrighty.
I'm going to be up on Friday, you guys, and I'm sure Gil's going to be on tomorrow. Right, Gil?
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Thursday? You'll be up Friday night, right then?
Friday night, 8:00 Mountain Time.
All right,
for the
you
Friday
guys.
night special.
Come see me on Friday afternoon at 2, and then go see Gil Friday night. And I'll see you guys later.
All right. Take care and stay safe, everyone.